Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd. Streaming. You guys, if you're any regulars of the channel, and if you're new here, what do I feel about streaming? I feel like streaming has been a con job for years. I've never been a fan of somebody telling me, hey, why don't you just rent everything forever? Don't get to own it. We can take it away from whenever you want. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer physical media whenever I can get my hands on it. Sometimes you can't. Gotta admit, some things don't exist in physical media anymore, and you must get it in a digital format. And then I say don't take it from the streaming, take it from other places.
By the gods of sea and sky, make way for Tortuga!
Bottom line, streaming is a problem for not only us as a customer, as a fan, but it's also a problem for the big corporations because guess what? Streaming doesn't make money. In fact, more often than not, it's a black hole. Just look at Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock, all of them that are basically beneath Netflix. Everybody else under Netflix kind of has a problem. Even the mighty Amazon. Amazon should be a contender with Netflix. One, because they have the liquid capital to do whatever they want and not really be hurt by it. But they have failed over and over again in the areas where they could have made a killing due to some of the properties they got a hold of. What am I talking about? Well, Rings of Power, which is a Lord of the Rings property. It isn't Lord of the Rings. It could have been, if handled well. It could have been. And Wheel of Time. Those failures have led to this, in my opinion. Amazon cutting hundreds of jobs at Prime Videos and MGM Studios. The company also announced significant layoffs at its live streaming platform, Twitch. Twitch has a whole other host of issues. We're not going to get into that. We're here to talk about Prime Video today. Let's read a little bit here at Hollywood Reporter. Amazon is cutting hundreds of jobs at its Prime Video and MGM Studios division. Remember, Amazon bought MGM Studios and their entire book of properties and franchises and IPs. What have they done with it? Absolutely nothing. But they bought it so they could have a built-in, established movie studio to allow them to produce stuff. But what has it helped with? Nothing whatsoever. So there you go. They are canning people across the board from Prime Video and MGM Studios. Mike Hopkins, the executive who leads the division, announced the reduction in an email Wednesday morning, writing that several hundred roles would be eliminated. Our industry continues to evolve quickly. That's corporate speak for, yeah, we're losing money. We're losing money. Even though we're Amazon, we're still losing money. And it's important that we prioritize our investments for the long-term success of our business while relentlessly focusing on what we know matters most to our customers. Thank you for calling us customers and not consumers, because that's what we are, the customer. And our spending habits should tell you what we want. Throughout the past year, we've looked at nearly every aspect of our business with an eye towards improving our ability to deliver even more breakthrough movies, TV shows, and live sports in a personalized, easy-to-use entertainment experience for our global customers. As a result, we've identified opportunities to reduce or discontinue investments in certain areas while increasing our investment and focus on content and product initiatives that deliver the most impact. Prime Video is home to shows like Reacher, The Boys, while MGM produces films from James Bond and Rocky franchises, among others. Freevee, Amazon's free ad-supported streaming service, also has original programming like Jury Duty and Primo. Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Look what they didn't mention here. The real reason these firings are likely happening at Prime Video. Remember when this happened? Rings of Power was a flop. It lost essentially 70% of its starting viewing audience, left with only between 30 and 37% people retained. And most of those YouTubers like myself who were reviewing and ripping it to pieces. So Rings of Power, remember how much they spent on it? $1 billion fan fiction investment.
Fool of a took.
Failure. loss. It spawned a meme tsunami that we still laugh about to this day. Failure. They lost money. They have never recovered from this because the Tolkien fan base said, we are not going to play your diversity, equity, inclusionary games. Then what's the other loser in all of this? The other reason that they're likely failing? Wheel of Time, or as we call it, Wheel of Prime, waste of time. Choose your fun little swapping of words. I'll let you do whatever you want with that. But this is the other problem they have. This could have been a Game of Thrones for Amazon, which is what Jeff Bezos wanted. This could have been ultimate. All you had to do was adapt the books. That's all you had to do, but no. Rafie Poo Judkins had to tear it all apart and stitch it back together like a Frankenstein monster, devoid of life and soul and any resemblance to Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. So much so that, as I predicted when reviewing it, check out my review. The reviews are still there for Waste of Time Season 2. They skipped a book. They didn't do Great Hunt, and they can't do The Dragon Reborn, which is why they're only going to adapt the fourth book. Even the shills are admitting Wheel of Time is clearly gearing up to adapt the fourth book in Season 3. Does that mean the third book, Dragon Reborn, will be skipped? Wait a minute! The stands told me over and over again they adapted Dragon Reborn this season. Weren't you paying attention? Yeah, I was paying attention. They didn't go near it. They didn't touch it. They couldn't get to it because they've destroyed all the character arcs, all the story events and moments that lead up to it. It's ruined. And this is why people are getting fired at Amazon Prime Video, because they sunk hundreds of millions of dollars into this, billions of dollars into the Rings of Power. And what did they get? Nothing.
You get nothing. You lose.
You failed. Real fans walked away because it wasn't what they signed up for. This is what failure looks like, and this is why people get fired. So maybe there are repercussions going on out there when these streaming services fail to deliver on the hundreds of millions of dollars and sometimes billion-dollar promise on a show that has a built-in fan base. But what happens when that built-in fan base rejects it? You fail. Nobody watches it. Nobody cares about Waste of Time. Nobody cares about the Rings of Power until it comes back around for us to rip on it again. What does this mean in the end? Is Amazon going to completely fold their streaming services? Probably not. Again, Reacher is successful. Terminal List Season 2 will probably be just as successful as Season 1. They've got a couple other things coming down the road that may or may not work, and other things that will probably be as detrimental to the bottom line as Waste of Time and Rings of Power have been. What I'm saying is this. 1, don't trust a streaming service to deliver you successful genre entertainment when the people in charge of it hate what they're working with. Rafe Judkins, Jennifer Salke, both who each other. They hate both their products, Waste of Time and Rings of Power. They're not fans of it because these are wannabes. These are not creative people. They're jealous of the juggernauts, the giants, the titans who created successful worlds and franchises that are beloved and timeless. All you had to do was cut, copy, and paste, and you would have had success. But no, this is not only a result of disinterest by fans, but this is what happens when you insert agenda, diversity, equity, and inclusion into stories that either already had it organically built in, like Wheel of Time, or you force it into Rings of Power, or it's something that J.R.R. Tolkien was vehemently against. Now, I'm not happy people are losing their jobs, especially if they're just normal folk. People who should be losing their jobs are Rafe Judkins and Jennifer Salke for thinking they're better than the material that they're working with. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube, where I'm to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about whiny stand, fake fan, and SJW fifis. Hit the notification button for videos you like I'm preaching. By all means, Leave a comment. Love to hear from a real passionate fan like you. I care what you think. I do not care what the fake fan stands and SJWs have to say, because 201, they're all cowards behind keyboards, easily triggered and easily mocked. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, at @TheRenNerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.